Good morning, Gia. Guess what? Wonderful news. South Africa is open for business. Yep. There we have another conference. Now it's the energy conference. A lot of conferences. Spends a lot of money because our officials, when they go to conferences, they party. And everything gets charged to the government. Yep. So we have another conference, okay? This one, as I said, energy. South Africa is open for business. But now, I want to appeal to you. To you, yeah. Let's say you've got 10 million rand. Yep, 10 million rand. 2 streets away from you, the person comes and says, hey, my friend, you've got 10 million rand. Extend my house for me. Build a few rooms to let. When the money comes in, and I make a lot of money, I'll start paying you back. Right? Now your first question would be, why would you do that? Why build in somebody else's yard with your money? Whose property is that? It's that man's property. Now you ask him, okay, fine, shall we sign a contract? You say, yes, let's sign a contract. You sign the contract and the man says, what's in my yard is my property. I can do with it the way I wish. Will you still invest your 10 million? No. Because he can do with it what he wants after you've built, he can sell it. You can build in there and then he decides, nope, I'm not going to rent it out anymore. I'm going to have my family stay in there. And they don't have to pay me rent. Who loses? You. Now take that mentality. A person sits, okay, let's not use America because that's the obvious one. Let's say he sits in, I wouldn't say China. Let's say he sits in Italy. He's got 20 million euros. He wants to invest it in South Africa. Now he starts asking questions. Can they take my property? South Africa can, yes. They can take it and not pay him a cent. Remember, expropriation without compensation? Yep, that one. Then he has to abide by a lot of laws. Okay? Now he sits with that money. I can invest in South Africa, but I can lose it in an instant. So now you take your risk versus your reward. Your risk is there, your reward is non-existent. Because you can put as much money as you want in, but you cannot take what you want out. So therefore, the risk is your money. The reward is what you can take out. Because you need to live. You need to recoup your money. You need to recoup your money with interest. Because you might as well take that money and put it in a bank account and live off it. It's exactly the same. South Africa is open for business. Who is going to give their money to South Africa and says, you're open for business, I'm investing. Who? Will you do it? You're sitting in Italy. The people are working here. Honestly, will you do it? Now that is the sentiment that everybody else has. Remember what I said? Will you invest your money into somebody else's property? South Africa, if they, another oak said this morning, if you want to invest in South Africa, you need to abide by South African law. I agree 100%. You can't just come in, do your thing, and then take your money and leave. No, 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 no. You must abide by South African law. But now here comes the doldrum. Who wants money? Who wants jobs? If South Africa don't change their laws, they're not going to attract. They're opening now for China. China is notorious for tofu drag buildings, tofu drag construction. Just tofu drag, tofu drag, tofu drag. In South Africa, it's opening its doors for the Chinese. Do you know who's going to sit with that problem? When building starts crumbling, when building starts falling, you must remember, if China comes in, they bring their own labor force, they bring their own material. What do they take out? All the money. They don't leave skill. They don't uplift communities. You're going to pay for it. Your children are going to pay for it. Your children's children are going to pay for it. So South Africa is open for business. Same laws. If I had billions, I wouldn't invest in South Africa. I'll take my money, buy Amazon stocks. What's that other oak's name? The Bleskop, Bezos stocks. I will buy Apple stocks, Google stocks. I will buy all those stocks. And then let the money come from America to me. Because when it comes into South Africa, it's going to be a lot. Remember, $1 is 17 Rand. So if you can get $40,000 a month, 4 times 7 is 34, 340,000 Rand a month, that's good. But if I invest in South Africa, the government can come and say, give me, I'm taking. And then who loses? Yep, I lose. So my risk is there, my reward is non-existent. Now will you do it? Now just think, the Chinese come in, tofu drag buildings, they take all that money and they go back home. They don't even employ people. People what they do employ is for labor. And what does the black say? I'm not a laborer. But when the Chinese comes here, you will be. Yep. And it will be with a compliment of the government. Think, people. We are open for business. We've got the same laws. If we don't change, no one's going to come and invest. And if no one comes to invest, we stay poorer and poorer and poorer. Zimbabwe, pretty soon, I'm telling you now, in 5 years, South Africans are going to start invading Zimbabwe. A landlocked country. Just imagine, everything that Zimbabwe needs flows through South Africa. Zimbabwe is opening its doors, but it's changing its laws. We are not. Remember when the whites, when ZANU-PF chased away all the whites? Now they want to compensate. Do you know why they want to compensate the whites? Because they want to say, come back, we need you. South Africa says we don't need the whites. And then they complain because prices are high. Stupid. Oh, I'm making this video again too long. Every time something like this happens, I just go from one to the other. But good luck with your Chinese investments.